It happened on a Tuesday. I remember because it was trash day, and I was dragging two heavy bags down my driveway, cursing under my breath like usual. I live just outside a small town in Missouri. Not much ever happens here. Folks keep to themselves, lawns stay mowed, and if your dog goes missing, it usually ends up sleeping on someone else's porch. That morning, I noticed something odd out by the ditch near my mailbox. It looked like luggage. Old, beat up, duct tape around the sides. Just sitting there, like it had fallen out of the sky. At first, I figured it was junk someone tossed. We get that sometimes. But something made me stop. The suitcase wasn't dusty. No mold. Zippers still shiny. It looked recent. I looked around. No one. Just birds, wind, and that hum of silence small towns are full of. I walked over, crouched, and popped the latches. Inside? Stacks of cash. Not like $20 and some coins. I'm talking bricks of $100 bills wrapped in tight rubber bands. I just stared. My brain didn't even know what to do. You'd think you'd yell or call someone or laugh like a maniac. But I didn't. I just stood there like a broken lawn ornament. Then I looked around again. Still no one. I closed it, hauled it back to my garage like it was a box of tools, locked the door, sat down, and stared at it again. My hands were shaking. My mouth was dry, but part of me, deep down, felt alive. Like some wild electric switch had flipped. I opened it again and started counting. But I stopped at 50 grand. There was way more. Hundreds of thousands. Maybe 1 million. I don't know. And that's when the fear kicked in. Whose money was this? Was someone watching? Was this some setup? A trap? One of those hidden camera shows? I didn't sleep that night. I put the case in the trunk of my car, drove around aimlessly, then brought it back home, like I could outrun the anxiety. The next morning, my neighbor Earl waved at me like nothing happened. That freaked me out more than anything. Like he knew, even though I knew he didn't. For the next week, I didn't spend a dime of it. I just kept living my life like normal, except nothing felt normal anymore. My heartbeat had its own pulse. Every doorbell made my chest clench. I stopped answering my phone, started checking the windows at 3 a.m. Then I cracked. I used 2 bills, $200, to buy groceries, self-checkout, cash only. No one blinked. So the next week, I used a little more, paid off my credit card, took care of a hospital bill that had been haunting me for years. It felt good. And the more I used, the more I told myself it was meant to be, like some twisted gift from the universe. But it never stopped feeling heavy. I started having dreams. A man in a black coat standing at the edge of my bed, quiet, waiting, eyes like holes. Sometimes I'd wake up and check the garage just to make sure the suitcase hadn't vanished or growing legs. Then one morning, there was a note on my windshield. Typed, plain paper, no envelope. It said, "You have something that's not yours. Return it." That's it. No name, no number, no threats. Just that. My blood went cold. I tore up the note, burned the pieces in the sink, and stared at the flames like they were going to tell me what to do. That night I packed the suitcase back up, every dollar. Didn't matter how much I'd used, I replaced it from my own savings. I couldn't keep it anymore. I drove out past town, into the woods near the rail line, buried it, deep. And I left a note of my own. Said I was sorry, that I didn't mean to take it, that I just needed a break from being broke. Nothing happened for weeks. Then one day, I found another note. Same paper. Same type. It said, "You did the right thing." That's it. No name, no warning, just those 5 words. I never saw the suitcase again, never touched the money. But sometimes, when I'm driving down old country roads, I feel like someone's still watching. Not angry, not friendly, just watching. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I still wish I'd kept it. Life went on after that. Kinda. I went back to my routine. Work, home, chores, same old stuff. But I wasn't the same. You can't go back to being normal after something like that. You start seeing things differently. Like the cracks in the walls, the eyes in the crowd, the silence behind people's words. I tried to tell myself it was over, that I did the right thing, that whoever left that last note meant what they said. But there was this feeling deep in my chest, like unfinished business. And then a few months later, I saw something that stopped me cold. I was in line at the gas station, regular Tuesday, and the guy ahead of me dropped a receipt. When I picked it up to hand it back, I saw the last item. Canvas duffel bag. $0. He looked at me like he knew I read it. Didn't smile, didn't thank me, just nodded once and walked out. I followed him. Didn't plan to. My feet just moved. He walked to the side of the building, pulled something from under his coat, and tucked it into a trash can. Then he walked keeping on. When he was gone, I looked. Inside the trash can was another note. Blank envelope. Typed. It said, "Some people carry weight. Some bury it. But some pass it on." I didn't sleep that night. The next day, I checked that trash can again. Empty. For the next few weeks, I kept seeing little signs. A torn piece of paper in my mailbox. A man in a suit watching from across the diner. A call with no voice on the other end, just breathing. I started wondering if this was some kind of club, a network, people like me who found something they weren't supposed to. Maybe the suitcase wasn't the test. Maybe returning it was. And I passed. Or maybe I failed. I never found out who they were. Never found the man from the gas station again. But I kept thinking about that note. Some people carry weight, some bury it, but some pass it on. And that's when it hit me. Maybe this whole thing wasn't about money. Maybe it was about choice. See, when you're desperate, really desperate, money feels like a lifeline, like air after drowning. But that's the trick. You take the suitcase. You take the deal. You think it's yours now, but it never was. It always belongs to someone else. I still live in that same house. Still mow the lawn. Still drink cheap beer on my porch. But every now and then, I get the itch. I drive past that old rail line where I buried the case. And I wonder if someone else found it. And if they did, what they chose to do next.